Hi, I'm Sam, COO of British Design Fund, and today joined by Klaus and Vishuu, CEO and CTO respectively of Versatile RobotX, the latest addition to the BDF portfolio. Klaus, Vishuu, thank you very much for joining me. Do you both want to just introduce yourselves briefly?
Okay, so my name is Klaus McDonald-Maier. I'm the founding CEO of Versatile RobotX. I'm also a professor of robotics and embedded systems at the University of Essex, and that's me.
Yeah. Vishuu Mohan, I'm a co-founder and CTO at Versatile RobotX. I also head the agri-food robotics lab at the University of Essex.
Yeah, fantastic. So why don't you both introduce Versatile RobotX in your own words, and then perhaps take us through the journey that you've been on to get to this point and sort of close off that first round of institutional capital.
Okay, so we've built Versatile RobotX very much as a way of commercializing some groundbreaking research we've undertaken in the area of agri-food robotics. So we've my colleague Vishuu here has started a laboratory working on agri-food challenges, in particular after we've been approached by local farmers like Wilkin & Sons from Tiptree, the world famous jam makers, and other growers to go and help them with some problems they have around harvesting of soft fruit, in particular strawberry. So they came to us and said, can you go and build us a robot that can go and pick strawberries? And we've started this about 6-7 years ago and built a very efficient and successful set of robots that will basically provide harvesting of strawberries and do that very quickly without damaging any of the berries. The company is called Versatile RobotX because we don't just use this for harvesting strawberries. We can go and use it for many different applications in the space. So we can go and use exactly the same underlying technologies to go and handle crops like lettuce, and it's not just limited to food items or anything like that. So it's a universal physical AI technology that's suitable for interacting with the world. Vishuu, do you want to say a little bit more about that?
Yes, so the need comes from the critical shortage of labor for a number of repetitive tasks, often done in very harsh conditions, and there is a big demand. At the same time, contact-rich manipulation, eye-hand coordination, is one of the most difficult challenges in robotics, and soft fruit picking, handling seedlings, these are some of the gold standard difficult problems. And we just wanted to work on challenging problems because that's where you give rise to important work, impactful work. And again, there is the cocktail of food security, labor security, and climate. And some of the technology we are building can have global impact. That's the reason we started Versatile RobotX.
Yeah,
so we had a lot of support from public funders for this work. So we had grants in the region of about £4 million from DEFRA and EPSRC, as well as Innovate UK and the EU, to go and do the underlying work, to go and build this technology, but to go and take this technology now and actually use it in commercial settings and with growers. We realized we needed to go and take this innovation and spin it out as a company. So that's where Versatile RobotX was established. As you know, we're based at the University of Essex, where we're embedded in a large robotics and embedded systems research group, which I lead. And that's really given us the opportunity to go and take this forward commercially. We've participated in accelerators like the UKI Robotics and AI accelerators, where we've been successful. We've also have been recognized with a number of national awards for the work that's underlying this technology, such as the Best Industrial Research Project for Robotics and AI this year, and the Best Demonstrator last year. So there is a kind of strong momentum behind our work, and we've then gone out to the venture space to look for funding to go and support this, and obviously we've secured investment from British Design Fund, which I think will be an excellent funder for us and support our journey moving forward. And we've been able to go and multiply that funding with public funding from the Growth Catalyst scheme, as well as Farming Innovation Program funding. So this particular step gives us a substantial piece of momentum moving forward, with more than £1 million of funding to go and support our journey for the next couple of years.
Yeah, fantastic. So you mentioned there the Innovate UK Growth Catalyst. Now that was a joint application, BDF and Versatile Robotics. So do you want to just talk about what that is going to fund and the sort of desired outcomes that we hope to see?
Vishuu?
Okay, so the Growth Catalyst fund will help us basically scale up the company, so expand the team, deployment of robots. So we want to deploy 2 robots this year, 20 robots next year, 74 robots the year after. So this scaling up and deployment is where this critical funding will enable us. In addition, there are other aspects like standardization of the software assembly process, the food safety regulations. So this funding comes at a very critical stage of the growth phase of the business. Again, I mean, it's not just the technology readiness level, it's the manufacturing readiness level and the operational readiness level. And these 2 aspects, this funding enables us to. We are seeing a significant amount of demand from the growers, but we need to scale up the company also fast. That's where this is going to help us.
Yeah, absolutely. So jumping back a little bit, Klaus, you mentioned that very early on in the company journey, you actually had customers come to you. So it's been a very sort of consumer-focused or consumer-led approach to the innovation. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you have going on in the fields at the moment?
Okay, yes. So we've, as I said, we've been approached by Wilkin & Sons and Tiptree, helping to go and build an automation system for soft fruit, in particular strawberries. And we've built now 3 generations of robots that can go and do that successfully, with subsequent iterations being, in particular, just cheaper to go and produce that clip. So we've been undertaking field trials at Tiptree for at least 3 years now, where the robots are in growing facility, they're controlled growing environments, such as their vertical strawberry growing farm, and they've been working in the strawberry growing farm very effectively, dealing with the challenges of being in a vertical system. We've demonstrated that the robots can go and identify strawberries and assess how difficult they are to pick, and then pick the ones that are accessible for the robot. We've also demonstrated that the robots can go and navigate independently in the growing system and identify next strawberries to be picked, and we're trial the robots for a substantial amount of time. So we've got high confidence that we're able to go and build some robots that will be able to go and be suitable as minimal viable products in a commercial setting.
Yeah, brilliant. Do you want to just touch a little bit on the team and the sort of support you've got around you both?
Okay, so obviously you've got us as the 2 founders here. I've got a background as a serial entrepreneur at the University of Essex, so this is startup number 3 for me. The first startup was a company called Ultrasoc Technologies that started with 2 people in my office, a little bit like Versatile RobotX, and then has grown to over 60 people and is now providing technology as part of Siemens to many chip manufacturers in the world. So we've got a kind of good mix of technical and entrepreneurial expertise in the team. We've brought in Dr. Rob Merrill as our business development director. He's coming from an agri-food space as an agricultural engineer, and is very well networked with both the grower community and the community of the companies that provide technology into this space. So he's really complementing us from a business development perspective. And then we've got a team of engineers in the company that work on different aspects of building and refining our technology from a robotics perspective, which includes Daniel, Jose, Kieran, Nathan, and Jamin, who are the kind of core technical team we have in place at the moment.
Yeah, fantastic. It's a very, very, very well covered team. I suppose what's next for the next sort of 6 to 12 months?
So obviously this is the kind of big step forward for us, where it gives us a funding base to go and roll out operationally. So we're really moving from the university laboratory environment that the university let us use to go and roll out Versatile RobotX into our kind of own premises space and building our own infrastructure to go and complement the resource access we've got both through the university and for our kind of grower partners that in fact also have a lot of technical infrastructure we can go and use. So it's all about building out this capacity and ensuring that we get to a point where we have something that's suitable as a minimum viable product in place that we can go and deploy in farms over the next 6 to 9 months. So we're really looking to go and undertaking more field testing of our new platforms. We're refining currently our 3rd generation platform to be operational, and we'll go and field test it before the end of the strawberry season this year, and that will be the basis of what we'll have as products coming out next year. And obviously we'll need to look at the aspects relating to using these in a commercial setting, so that we'll have to have CE and UKCA marking and things like that. So that's really the core thing. But we're doing a very big push in growing the company and expanding their activity.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, look, I won't keep you both any longer. I appreciate how busy you are, and we are as excited as you are for the next 12 months and beyond. So welcome to the portfolio, and yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, it's very much a pleasure working with British Design Fund.